welcome back to another episode of the Don't Talk Back podcast. I'm Khushee.
I'm Renesh, and last week was Karva Chauth, or was it?
It was last week, yeah.
Yes. I don't actually know. No. The only experience I have of it is Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. That's my honest.
Wow.
I remember seeing Kajol doing this thing to Shah Rukh Khan, like the moon circle round thing. And like there's Bollywood playing in the background.
Bollywood playing in the background. Yeah. Okay, well, as you can tell, I have henna on my hands, but it's not because I fast or anything. My mum gets henna done like every year on Karwa Chauth, so I just get it done with her because I like henna. Not as much anymore. Like I really want this to just like fall off my hands. But so essentially Karwa Chauth is where the woman fasts for her husband's long life because he's the only one who deserves to live a long life, I guess. But nowadays, like some men fast for their wives as well with like a lot of judgment. Like whoever does that faces a lot of judgment. Just be like, let tradition be tradition and all of that. It's like tradition. Yeah, tradition is to like be your husband's servant, but we don't do that anymore. But anyways, aside from all of that, Karwa Chauth is basically you get henna done because it's like a sign of married women. So you have to dress up really like heavily married that day. So like henna, do you know what sindoor is?
Yeah.
So you got to put sindoor, you got to wear your Mangal Sutra, you got to wear bangles. Like my mom goes all out. My mom gets so excited. Like she paints her nails red. She gets her henna done. She gets her hair done. And then you can't have any food. Well, you can. You have to get up really early in the morning to have your first and last meal of the day. That's called sargi, and that is something your mother-in-law gives to you. So in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum,
that's why
Kajol is sad because her mother-in-law can't give her sargi. So Hrithik Roshan's mum sends her sargi, which is basically you get a henna cone, you get bangles, and you eat food basically. And you do that before the sun rises. So in the moonlight, I believe. So you have to wake up really early for that. And then the whole day you can't have any food and you can't have any water either. But at around 2 or 3, you do this katha. So it's like a puja. You read the story of why we celebrate Karwa Chauth, which I'm not going to say because it's a really long story. Basically, it's like this really old queen, her husband was stabbed by heat, like thousands of pins, which was stuck on his body. And he would be in a coma until she got them all out. So she spent like a year or a really long time getting all those pins out. But when the last pin was left, she had to go out to get something. And the house's servant pulled the last pin out. So the guy woke up and was like, "You're my wife." And so she became the servant and the servant became the queen. But then like the guy realized that the servant is my wife. So then it's like it's switcheroo.
See.
So and then after the katha you can have 1 glass of water and 1 drink of your choice. So my mum drinks cold coffee just for energy. And then you have to
Alcohol is banned, I'm assuming.
Of course.
Just curious.
So like I love my husband. I'm gonna have a glass of water and one beer.
One beer, yeah.
Just chug it.
I heard what's her name? Vicky Kaushal. What word is that? I just fasted for Katrina.
Good on him.
Yeah, good stuff.
Very few people do the it's like some men nowadays, you know, on their wedding they'd get like 1 like symbol of henna on their hands. I think Ranveer Singh did it. Ranbir Kapoor did it. Like he had his like he wrote Alia's name on his hand. Some men do that now. But some people just like take the piss. Like I'm so sorry. Like they take the piss out of traditions. Like I don't know if you know, but Rajkumar Rao's wedding, he had his wife fill his head with sindoor, and that looked so weird.
Each to their own, I guess.
Yeah, but like that just looks weird. Like I'm so sorry. Like that kind of stuff, traditional wedding rituals don't need to be changed that much. Like okay, and then the only change I agree with is, do you know what a kanyadan is?
Nope.
It's basically the girl's parents giving away their daughter. So kanyadan means we're donating our daughter. Like dan means donate. Right. Kanya means girl. So we're donating our daughter to you. So that's essentially what that is. But you would have seen in Rocky or Rani Ki Prem Kahani in the end, you know, when they're doing that, like Ranveer Singh's hand and Alia Bhatt's hand are in the middle, and then Ranveer Singh's hand places. Well, basically, Ranveer Singh's parents did his ladka daan or whatever. I don't know.
I'm doing all I can to forget that movie, and now you just
Why?
reminded.
Do you hate it?
No, I don't hate it. I just think it was a really overrated movie.
Yeah, it was. It got a lot of hype, but I think it was an okay-ish movie. Like from Karan Johar,
watchable.
It was watchable.
It was one-time watch for me. I probably wouldn't watch it again. It was too much like that scene where they go bra shopping.
That was so uncalled for. Like, I'm so sorry. Feminism, and because a guy can't hold a bra or like do anything with a bra, that's just like trying too hard.
No, I agree.
She got pissed off for no reason.
I agree.
Like yelled at him for nothing.
I agree.
First of all, she did the wrong thing by making him try on a bra. Like, of course he's going to get uncomfortable. You're the one who put him in an awkward spot, and then you're going to yell at him when he got uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Like, that's not feminism.
Speaking of these festivals, you reckon when you grow up and have your own family, you're going to practice these things?
Oh, for sure.
Are you going to have your own little twist to them?
For sure.
Like?
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up, because a lot of my friends who I know that are Indian, they're not too big on festivals, which is fine. Like, it's your choice. But my parents are super religious. I'm not as religious as them, but I'm still religious. And there was one time where I was overseas for Diwali, and we did nothing for Diwali, and I have never been like that depressed on Diwali ever. Even when I had an exam on Diwali, we still celebrated. But like, if we don't celebrate a festival, I get so like angry, and I'm just like upset the whole day. I don't know.
That's fair.
But yeah, I think the twists I would do, I wouldn't force my husband to fast for me. But if you don't, like, I won't speak to you. I just won't speak to you. Like, you'd know I'm pissed off.
So you're technically forcing his hand.
No, I'm not. I'm just like...
If you just said that I won't force him, but if he doesn't, then I won't speak to him. That's kind of that's like an ultimatum.
Not forever.
Yeah, I know, obviously, but that's like an ultimatum. Like, you know, what if he just doesn't want to fast? Or what if he's like a...
Then I won't fast either.
And what if he wants you to fast?
Piss off. You can't make me do anything.
True.
I will fast. Okay, look, if I'm... This is going to sound really controversial, but if I love my husband enough to want to fast for his healthiness or his happy life, I will. If I don't love him enough, which sounds so sad because I should love my husband if I married you, but if I genuinely don't want to fast for you, I will not fast for you. I'm so...
Interesting. I actually got posed a really interesting question the other day. Let her have a moment.
So bad. It's like, I need to love my husband enough to fast for him. Or like, why did you marry him? But I just hope people get what I mean. Like, you should want to fast for someone because you genuinely want them to be healthy and live a long life.
That's
you shouldn't be forced into it just because it's tradition.
That is true. You should. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. I agree with that. I agree that you should.
Finally.
I have my own little twist on that. I think you should do something that's tradition if it makes sense to do it.
Yeah.
If there's a logical reason, like if, for example, like Karva Chauth, my family doesn't celebrate it, but if I had a wife and she wanted to celebrate it and she asked me to do it, unless if it makes a logical sense, I'll do it. But if it's just like, oh, it's for this and this, then it's just like, okay, like, nah, it doesn't really
Interesting. You and I have like somewhat similar views on marriage though. Would you go for an arranged marriage or love marriage?
No marriage. Nah.
Really? I used to think that for the longest time, but I have like an intense fear of living alone.
That's fair.
Like, not like as in like, oh, I
No
can't
pets?
live alone in my house by myself. I would love to one day move out, experience life independently. But my fear is like when all my friends are married, they're going to have their own family and I'm just kind of chilling by myself in my house. Like, that's just depressing, like not having a partner who you can share stuff with. I'm not saying I can't have kids without a partner. It's easy to have kids without a partner, but it's just having that one person you can share stuff with that you can't necessarily share with your siblings or your parents. That's the kind of only thing why I would want to get married.
That's fair. I would say I'm different to that. I don't think we share similar views actually.
You just said that you agree that actually no.
I agree with tradition.
Traditions we do.
Sorry. I agree with what you said about tradition,
Traditions,
but
yes,
just
yes.
not
Not marriage.
marriage-wise. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. I haven't really thought about arranged and stuff. I don't think I would.
Think about it.
Okay,
Think about
like,
it now and tell me.
I'll think about it for 5 seconds. No, I would not get arranged. No.
Why?
marriage
Just because the
marriage is-
thought of marrying a stranger?
No, I feel like arranged now is just like you actually meet the person and then you that's like what arranged is. I think nowadays.
It's just like dating with with the permission of your parents.
Yeah,
That's what arranged marriage is
I
nowadays.
feel like arranged marriages are just not my thing, or like
Yeah, fair
marriage
enough.
in general. I'm not too sure.
Fair enough.
I wanna.
Okay, well, if you, for example, if you're in a relationship with someone, say for 5 years, would you, because this is a big thing apparently, like there's a cutoff. Like if you're with someone for 5 years, it's time for you to propose. Like I don't agree with that. You shouldn't be forced into wanting to marry someone just because you've been together for a long time. You should do it when you're ready. Like there's this couple on TikTok. They've been together for 10 years. Don't make that face every time.
Sorry. Every time someone says TikTok, I'm just
As if you don't use TikTok.
I actually
Stop
do
trying
not.
to pretend you're above it.
On my own life, I don't think I've opened TikTok in a long time.
Good for you. Anyways.
I use Reels. Reels and TikTok are very different. I don't know why I haven't deleted TikTok actually. I think it's because people send me TikToks and I have to just watch it on that because I don't want to have to go to the internet and stuff. But I don't watch TikTok.
Okay, good for you.
Sorry, that was a weird flex. Yeah, continue.
That's not a flex. I mean,
think it is.
It's like
In this day and age, it is.
What you just said is giving pick me. It's like I'm not like the other girls. I don't.
You
watch
just
TikTok.
no, but you just asked as if you don't use TikTok. I'm like, no, I don't. I didn't say, oh yeah. I didn't like open this podcast saying, guys, I don't use TikTok. That's different. That's pick me. I straight just said, yeah, I don't use it because I scoffed when you said TikTok.
You just said that's a flex. How is
I said
not?
weird flex because I feel like now in this day and age, it's kind of uncommon to
okay.
find
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who don't use
Okay, in
like
that
TikTok.
sense, okay.
But I do use Reels. That's probably more or less
Similar.
the same thing.
It's
but
a similar thing,
yeah.
but like TikTok, people just look at it as a pathetic platform, which I get. But whatever.
I wouldn't. Sorry, go on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
That's okay, that's all good. But I was just saying that there's this couple on TikTok and they've been together for 10 years and all of their comments is like, why don't you guys get married? You've been together for so long. What are you waiting for? You shouldn't be pressured into marrying someone just because you've been together for that long.
Are they Indian, Pakistani, or white?
They're mixed. So the girl is South Asian and the guy is from the Philippines, I think.
Okay. So
Yeah.
level playing field here. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't, yeah, like you should do it when you're ready.
Yeah, that I agree with.
Would you ever be ready though? Like,
You can never be ready for anything. Really,
That's what I'm
can you?
saying.
But
because people like, I don't know if it's probably not the same for guys, but for us girls, it's like a clock.
yeah, ticking clock. I've heard that.
Because apparently biological
Mm.
clock after 30, it's all going downhill, which I do get. It's a scientific fact, but it's like, I don't know. Like for me, if I ever get married, I like, for example, say if I get married at 28, I don't want to rush into having kids. It's like, oh, I need to get pregnant before I'm 30. Otherwise, it's too late for me. Like, I just feel like that's a bunch of crap.
That's fair enough.
Like, I want to be able to enjoy my marriage at least first before I rush into having kids. Because after that, life is over. I'm so sorry. But like, not life is over, but like you're not just a husband and wife anymore. You have this attached responsibility who you need to look after and stuff.
That's true.
Like, for example, my sister, she had a kid 3 years after her wedding because she was ready. You know, she wanted to have a kid and she was ready. And she's very happy with what she is now.
Good.
Like she's got 2 kids and touch wood, like she's very happy. She's got a lovely family, but like her life is very different now. You know, like a lot of 23 hours of her day go into looking after her kids. So
How old are they? By the way? They're little kids.
Yeah, my nephew's 5 and my niece is 3, so they're really small.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
But like, even if you're older, like my parents, like my sister's 30, I'm 22, my brother's 16. You can't ever stop being parents. You know what I mean? Like you are, once you have kids, you never really have time just for yourself unless you physically make time for yourself.
That's true. When my older brother and I graduated high school, I think my parents kind of just eased off the brakes a bit. Eased off the accelerator and eased on the brakes because Then after HSC, which was after HSC for me, which was 2021, they got Netflix, they got Prime, they got all these different streaming
You
services.
didn't have that before?
I think we had Netflix only because of lockdown, and Prime we shared with my uncle and auntie. But by then, like after HSC, my parents are like, all right, you guys are doing your own thing. Like, my brother's 23, I'm 20. We both drive, both have jobs. We both have.
So you're independent.
Exactly.
So it's like the responsibility is less for your parents. I get where you're coming from.
But at the same time, I think that's also very different I think my family's just an anomaly because I've heard a lot of my own mates, like they're like, I've heard some people, even after graduating HC, like they still have to ask their parents, can you go here? Can I go here?
I still do.
Do you ask or do you ask and tell at the same time?
I ask.
So you need their permission.
Yeah, but they never say no.
No, but like you ask with the intention of getting their permission.
Yeah.
Not like, because like I'll usually just tell my like parents like, oh, I have to go for the podcast filming today, or I have to go for a party this Saturday.
It's transitioned a bit. So like I know they're not going to say no, but like I still have to tell them in advance just so they know where I'm at and who I'm with or what I'm doing, just for their peace of mind. Like my parents don't sleep until I get home. And I keep them updated. Like even yesterday when we were out, like I was like, it's all okay. Like they're still worried, because for them, you're still their kid.